China's feeling very upbeat about this and certainly sees a real possibility of long-lasting peace between the two Koreas. I think China's foreign ministry spokesperson put it rather nicely. Disasters are never powerful enough to separate real brothers, and a smile is all they need to eliminate resentment. And we saw a lot of smiles and a lot of handshakes between the leaders today. Interestingly, though, there was a report out today that scientists in China said that a mountainous nuclear test site in North Korea had collapsed. We're wondering why exactly this report came out at this time. China certainly has been behind these peace talks for quite some time now. Remember, Kim visited Beijing a while ago, and Beijing had said that going into these talks and committing to denuclearization was important and that its friendship would depend on it. So questions as to why this report came out now, and also gives you an idea about what North Korea's motivations might be for all this happening now as well.
Indeed, there are a lot of questions around that. What was it because they lost their position of power with that nuclear site actually collapsing, or did they come from a position of strength somehow? But Patrick, let me ask you this. China is North Korea's biggest trading partner. It's one of its closest allies. What does China have to gain from a peace agreement here that might eventually lead to dropping of sanctions against the North?
Well, look, there's a lot to gain from it. Obviously, these sanctions are going on right now, and obviously most of North Korea's imports come from China. So on the trade front, there is certainly a big motivation. China also has a double interest in security, in that any negotiation that goes from here, well, the next stage is for discussions between Kim Jong-un and Donald Trump, and any talk of denuclearization might come with some sort of deal for the U.S. to move troops out of Korea, and that's going to be something that China wants very much, especially if they can have the THAAD anti-ballistic missile system moved out of South Korea. That's something that China is very much concerned about, and a big concern for China's security, having that so close to the country.
Patrick, I'm being told I've got another minute with you, so let's go back to what you had brought up earlier. Do you think China in this, North Korea in this case, was actually negotiating from a position of weakness or a position of strength, its nuclear program and its ballistic missile program as well?
Well, look, I think that it's safe to say that North Korea is certainly not in a position of strength at the moment, and certainly if these reports about the collapse of the nuclear test sites are true, then it suggests that really North Korea's got nothing to lose here at all. I suppose from China's perspective, there is concern that the collapse of the site and the collapse of its military cards there, or card of aggression, that it's concerned about the stability of the two Koreas at the moment. But yes, it's not the only thing. I mean, like I said, China has put a lot of pressure on North Korea to go through with these talks and to commit to denuclearization to some extent. And we've seen that Kim Jong-un hasn't fully committed to that yet. He said that tests would stop. And again, if these test sites have collapsed, then really he has no choice over the matter. But certainly we've got to wait and see until those discussions with Donald Trump take place before we get an idea whether we're going to get a full commitment to denuclearization.